Now, I recently just got back from a little family vacation, and I wanted to bring this with me before I did my review because I wanted to give this more of a real world test. This is the Peter McKinnon, the Nomatic backpack. This is actually the big boy of the few that they do have. This is the 35-liter bag. And in this video too, I didn't want to like pretty up the bag. I want to show you exactly what I brought with me, how I packed it in here, kind of keep everything more raw and not so, tailored to make it look like it's all perfect, because it's not. When you're traveling, things are really messy. And like I mentioned, this bag is a little bit bigger, and I always talk about the PGY Tech 1Mo bag, and this is a little bit smaller. As you can see here, I'll put them side by side so you can see the difference. This is what I would normally carry as my more of like a daily carry, and here you can see this is a little bit bigger. This is a 35-liter bag. This one I believe is about a 25-liter bag. Nomatic does now sell a 25-liter bag, which is very similar to this size for more of a daily carry. So if you guys are interested in those, make sure you guys check those out. And before I go any further, huge thanks to Nelson's Photo and Video here in San Diego. They actually provided me this bag right here, as well as the Cube Pack from Nomatic to test out. They're actually providing my viewers a huge discount, 20% off all Nomatic gear from their website. I'll make sure it's linked down below. As you guys know, Nomatic normally doesn't really have that many sales throughout the year, but 20% off from Nelson's if you guys use my link is a big deal, so make sure you guys check that out. This is also a camera cube, and I'll talk about that a little bit more once we open up the bag, but this is pretty cool. Keeps your camera as well as converts into extra storage and a little backpack, but I will talk about that. So let's just jump right into the bag. I do want to talk about all the things I really like about it, as well as some things they can definitely improve on. But when it comes to size, it is a little bit bigger. So if you're the type with a smaller body, smaller frame, this might look kind of big or pretty big on you. It actually kind of looked a little bit big on me, but it did carry all the gear that I needed while I was in the field. Now when it comes to the outside, it is that weather resistant type of material, and I actually did keep this on the ground a lot. I was dragging this thing around. Normally when I'm flying my drone or I have a lot of gear, I'll put a lot of gear here up top, and this will normally just be on the concrete scraping the bag, but as you can see here, pretty smooth, and a lot of the stuff that is on here easily just wipes off. In the front here, we do have this little small pocket, which I really like because I was able to keep things that are easily accessible. My AirPods, pens, notepad, things like that up front where you're gonna need to access them quickly. Then we also have this other pocket right here, which folds down. And like I mentioned, I'm gonna keep this video the way I kept it when I was out there. So yes, I do have a bunch of wipes. I am walking around with my kids, so I need wipes, and I have a bunch of Ziploc bags that have my mask and other accessories here. You just have a lot of pockets. And actually, this is what I really like about this bag. There is pockets for everything that you're gonna need. I was able to take out this whole set of Anchor power banks and power supplies on this trip, and I'll be talking about that in a separate video, but these things are key. I kept these at the very top here for easy access. On the side of the bag, I am glad that they included a quick access, so if you wanted to grab your camera really quickly, you are able to do that on one side. On this side here, we do have an elastic magnetic pocket, good for holding your tripod or any of your poles here on the side. The one issue I did have with this side is that if I were to carry something like a small handheld like this or my Insta360 selfie stick, and you were to put things in here, they don't really close that well, or they don't close at all. So that was one thing I didn't like, was if I were to carry this thing around, this is the PGY Tech, and if I had that in here, because you can see here, there's no way to strap it down. It would have been nice if they had some sort of Velcro strap around here as well, because as you can see, if the magnet doesn't clasp on, this thing kind of dangles around. On the back, we have really thick shoulder straps. I didn't have much shoulder fatigue like I would on some of the other bags that don't really have enough padding, so these straps are really nice. We also have a big area back here for you to slide this backpack over your luggage. On this side, we do have space for your laptop up to, I believe it's a 15 or 16 inch. This is just a 13 because I'm actually editing on my 15 inch right now. All right, enough of the outside. Let's jump on the inside, where this thing can pack a ton of gear. I like to keep things in cubes, so even when I pack my bag for my sleepwear and all my clothes, I will normally use cube bags to pack all of my luggage. So I started using it a lot more even in these types of bags here. Now, I'm using my own cases, of course. You're able to use whatever cubes you like, but I actually use my cases that I made for the drones as pretty much just packing cubes. I'll give you a quick rundown of what I'm carrying in my bag. I have packing cubes for my chargers. I have action cameras in another one. I have my drone remote. So this is the Mini 3 Pro right here, which is also in another one of my cube. And like I said, this isn't a promotion or thing or trying to promote my own cube. It's just what I've been doing because I like to keep things in packing cubes. But I do have the Mini 3 in this one right there. I made this little small, little thin slot here to keep a lot of my smaller tripods. I have another Insta360 one here. I have multiple sticks here. I have the Telesen one. So a lot of things that are nice and slim. I made a little slim area. Now when it comes to camera gear, I did bring my A7S III. I'm actually shooting with my 28-75 right now on that camera, so I just put this one on here. But I did have enough room, of course, for this camera, as well as I brought my 17-28. I, of course, could have brought my 70-200 and I would have just put it right here at the very top, but I just wanted to bring these two lenses with me on this trip. As far as some of the other areas, I have the DJI mic that slips right here, and all of these are all Velcro adjustable pads, and I do like them because they are really, really thick pads. And speaking of that cube pack that I talked about earlier, if I remove all this, I mean, this space right here, massive for you to keep a lot more gear. You can move these dividers around, but if you have the cube pack, this thing actually is made to fit right there on top. So it gives you space to carry more camera gear. And if you wanted to go on something like a little day hike, you just have to remove this here. It's pretty much a backpack. And then if you want to carry your camera gear, you open up this bottom portion. It's like a clamshell. And there you go. To be short, absolutely. This thing is a beast of a bag. I mean, the design and also the thought process of the pockets and where things are located are really, really good. Quality is top notch, and like I talked about earlier, I tried dragging this and beating this thing up, but overall it still looks really good. The one thing I did notice that I was kind of bummed out about is that besides the pocket here, which does not have a strap on it, was the fact that it didn't come with a rain cover. There was a time when I was traveling with this thing in Hawaii and it started to come down a little bit, and I looked for it. Most bags would have like a rain cover here at the very bottom. I really would have liked to seen a rain cover included. I just feel like a lot of bags nowadays just are including them. I feel like it's such a smaller cost to throw that in here, especially on such a high-end premium bag. Huge thanks to Nelson's Photo and Video for providing me this bag to check out. And like I talked about, they're providing my audience a 20% discount on all the Nomatic gear. Make sure you guys use those links down below in the video description. As always, if you guys got some value, a big like would be much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. This is Ultra Stasio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.